Mark Forsyth. I'm the defensive secondary coach from McMaster University. I'd like to spend a few moments this afternoon with all of you and talk about some basic concepts in defensive backfield play by way of teaching progression. And in teaching man-to-man defense, there's two basic types of man-to-man defense, that being off-man technique and bump and run technique. When you're coaching young athletes, you want to teach them off-man technique. And like any technique in football, you always want to start with your stance. And we like to talk to our athletes about establishing a comfortable stance but a workable stance. And we like to coach it from the ground up, where we start with our feet and we get a staggered stance and our feet are really close together. We establish a toe-to-heel relationship. And we want to have a slight bend in our knees and our ankles, and then we want to be alert from the waist up. And then once you've got that stance, you got your kids in the stance, okay, then they can begin to work their back pedal technique and take those read and progressive steps, okay? The first three steps where you're diagnosing the play. It's a simple matter of pushing off our front foot and taking a backward step with our back foot, and then you begin to work into a nice, slow, backward retreat. Once you have your athlete, okay, working backwards, okay, in a comfortable back pedal, then you can talk more about actual specifics with regard to man-to-man. We always like to talk about playing man technique with your hips and with your eyes. Being good with your eyes on defense is critical, nonverbal football. And when you're lined up over an offensive receiver, you want to place your eyes, okay, in that middle area. And we talk about putting your eyes on their hip, having vision on their hip, scoping that hip, and not deviating away from that. Because if your eyes aren't on the hip, they're on the shoulders or the hat, that's when you can get yourself into problems. And that being said, in terms of alignment, you want to play either an inside shade or an outside shade, and try to maintain that shade all the time that you're in your retreat. And so in order to do that, we talk about having that hip relationship with the hip of the receiver that you're covering. So you need to be good with your eyes, you need to be good with your hips, and at the end of the day, you backpedal for position, but you make plays off your break. And once the route has been declared, you come off the break, and that's when defenders make their plays. To summarize quickly, we talk about stance and start, initial retreat, coach the eyes, make sure the eyes are where they should be, make sure the hips, okay, are maintaining the position they need to be in, and coach your kids to understand, I backpedal for position, I make plays off the break. Mark Forsyth, HWMFA, play like the pros.